I'm live now on my Facebook channel.
Oh, it's on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm live on Facebook. And I will post them at some point on YouTube as well. So YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram and Twitter, the same name, Choco Millionaire. All right, guys. Good morning to you wherever you are. It's 9:57 a.m. in Ontario. I trust you're doing very, very well. I want to briefly share some information, probably for the next few minutes, to bless somebody or to help somebody who is planning to arrive in Europe, North America, or any other country of your choice. All right. Now, the assumption here is that you have gotten your visa already. You've gotten your visa. You are planning to arrive. This video is very, very important. You need to watch this video, especially if you've already gotten your visa and you are planning to arrive in one of the countries mentioned in this video. Europe, the whole of Europe, okay? Or North America, Canada, US, typically. If you are arriving here, Mexico maybe as well. But any developed country at all, if you are arriving in a developed country, you might want to watch this video just before you arrive. Now, this video is also going to be very, very helpful to anyone who is traveling for the first time to Europe and North America. So you don't have a history of traveling, you've not been coming here, this is actually your first time coming to Canada or the USA or Europe, right? This video will be very, very important to you. Now, this video will also be very, very important to somebody who is not too literate, somebody who probably has proficiency issues when it comes to speaking maybe languages like English, German, or Spanish, or any other language which is not your first language, but you are arriving in this country. Or maybe you are not too literate, you have difficulty in writing, you can't put things together well, or maybe just you are just old and you have difficulty. This video will be so good for you, okay? Now, before I go into the details, let me say why I'm making this video. I've gotten emails from many of my, okay, not many, some of my followers, and I also know stories out there where some people get their visa, okay, like a B1, B2 visa to come to the US, or a Schengen visa to go to Europe, or a Canadian visa to come to Canada as a visitor or something else, a student or something else. And then they buy their plane ticket. They are so excited. They've told their friends and families they are traveling. They buy their plane ticket. They board the plane. They transit all right. And then when they arrive in the destination country, okay, at a place that we call port of entry, your destination country, the airport that you're going to be using to arrive, to land, is called the port of entry. I want you guys to pay attention to this. All right? It's called port of entry. Port of entry basically means the first airport you land in the country where you are arriving. That is the port of entry. So if you are arriving in Canada and the first airport you land is Pearson Airport, International Airport, your port of entry is Pearson. If you are arriving in Canada and then the first airport your plane lands you is Quebec, in Montreal in Quebec, your port of entry is Montreal, Quebec. If you are arriving in the USA and your port of entry where you land for the first time is, and your destination is also the US, and you are arriving and you land at JFK, then JFK is your port of entry. The same will apply to Heathrow or Schiphol or any other international airport out there. Now, here is what happened. Some people have their excitement cut off or turning into a tearful moment, a teary moment for them when they arrive at the airport because they screw up their information. They screw up their information. When you arrive at the airport, you will go through a routine immigration check. You will go through a routine immigration check. In fact, for most airlines or every airline, 30 minutes or 1 hour before your plane lands, the air hostess will be going around to pass a piece of paper to you or a form to you, which is called a declaration form. Declaration form. It is pretty much like a manifest. You know, when you sit in a bus sometimes, and then they give you a manifest or a form to fill so that you can tell them where you are coming from, where you are going, a contact number of an emergency contact, somebody they can call in case of an emergency, and all of that, the address you are going to, like a manifest, right? The airlines will give you, they are required to give you a declaration form, and you are supposed to fill out the declaration form. It will ask you information about yourself, your name, your date of birth, your address from where you are coming from, all right? The address of where you are going. So if you're coming to Canada, where are you going to stay? They will ask you for that address. They will ask you to declare your personal goods or items and any monies you're carrying. If you're carrying money in excess of $10,000 in Canada, for example, you need to disclose that on the paper. If you are carrying less than that, you are not obligated to disclose that. You can always double check this information online, guys. If you are carrying any food items, you have to disclose this on there. Sometimes they may just randomly check your bag, and if they find things that are not permitted in the country, it could create a little bit of a problem or delays for you. But here is the biggest one. When you fill out the manifest, okay, I'm using the word manifest just so people can connect with it, but the actual name is declaration form. When you fill out the declaration form, okay, and then you land, you are not going to just go straight and pick up your bag. An immigration officers may speak with you directly. You may go to a desk, an immigration officer will be there with a computer in front of him or her, and they are going to be asking you questions about why you are arriving in the country. This part is the main reason why I'm making this video. A lot of my African brothers and sisters, or my Indian brothers, or whoever is watching me from any part of the world, a lot of people screw up at this point. The officer at the airport, the border officer, in Canada we call them Canada Border Service Officers, all right? Canada Border Service Officers. In the US they have names for them. Basically we call them the border officers. They are also immigration officers. Their job is to do what we call quality assurance. If you guys are familiar with what we call quality assurance in a manufacturing or in a corporate sector, quality assurance is just making sure that everything is legit. One more time. The job of the officer at the airport who is going to be interviewing you or speaking with you is to do what we call a final quality check on your information. What does it mean? Whatever information you gave the visa officer at the time you are applying for the visa, the airport border officer is going to be asking you questions again to see whether the information you gave them at the time that you are applying for the visa is the same information that you are giving them now that you have arrived. Or if your information or your personal information or things have changed, they are going to be verifying all of that. Here is what happens, unfortunately. You know, in Africa, many people use what we call travel agents or connection men, people who help people to travel. Now, your connection man or your connection woman or your travel agent may have used some other foreign information to help you secure a visa. For example, maybe they help you create a job, but you didn't have a job. Basically, they may have helped you use some dubious information to help you secure your visa. Travel agent, you know, some of them will go an extra mile just to do anything, fake things just to help you get a visa. Maybe you use a travel agent who was able to help you use such information, and then you were able to secure your visa using that. No problem. When you arrive at the airport, the officer is going to be interviewing you about that very information you provided. This is where a lot of our African brothers screw up. You see, there is a saying that it is very difficult to defend or to remember a lie, but it is very easy to remember a truth, isn't it? In other words, if you have a history of lying and lying and lying, one day you may just forget the last lie you told somebody. You may just forget yourself and be like, oh my God, I think I told you I come from India, but I just told you I come from a different country, right? Now, here is it. The people who use travel agents and connection men, and then this connection men use some fake information. Remember, we are not judging you based on your fake information that you use. We are saying that for some reason you have gotten a visa. Now you have arrived. If you get to the airport and the information you give does not tally the one that your travel agent used for you, you are on your own, my people. They will begin directing you to a special office right away with police people right there. They are going to begin talking to you right away. I'm saying that with all seriousness because many people who go to Europe do not use legit information. Some may have created a fake company to secure the visa. Some may have created a fake conference. Some may have even changed their names. Some may have even changed their passport. Some may have done. We are Africans, right? I know our people. We are Africans. I know our people. This is the reality. I am not encouraging you to do illegal stuff, but I'm telling you, if you have managed to secure your visa, you cannot forget the information that your travel agent used for you. If your travel agent said you are going to work or you are going to visit somebody, you have to remember who you are going to visit. If they tell you that you are coming to USA and then when you go for the interview and then they ask you, why are you coming to the USA? Say that you are coming to visit a family member. What is the name of the family member? The family member is called Shukri Mohammed. You cannot forget Shukri Mohammed's name. Oh. You can't forget Shukri Mohammed's name. Oh. Next, your travel agent told you you are going to visit somebody in the US on a B1, B2. And when you went for the visa interview at the US consulate, you were able to remember Shukri Mohammed. Now that you have been given the visa, you arrive at the airport and you have forgotten Shukri Mohammed's name. Hey, I don't know how you'll be safe from that one. Oh. They ask you, why are you coming to the USA? I'm coming here to work. It's red flag already. But on the visa, during the interview that gave you the visa, you said you were coming to visit somebody. Now you are changing the story to say you are coming to work. That's a red flag right away. 2, let's say that the person did not mess up on this one. Why are you coming to the US? The person says, I'm coming to visit. All right, good. Who are you coming to visit? My friend. What is your friend's name? And then you drag your feet for a long time. You can't remember. The airport officer begins wondering right away because he can see everything in the system. You know what I mean? He sees everything in the system. The result from the visa consulate is right there in the system or the computer and you can see it. They have documented why you are coming to the US. And he says you are going to visit Shukri Mohammed in Georgia, in Atlanta. Then all of a sudden, as they are asking you that question, you can't remember Shukri Mohammed's name. Even if they ask you the follow-up question, what is the address of the person you are going to visit? And you can't seem to remember it. My brothers and sisters, unless Jesus Christ, unless some miracle happens, bro, you are looking at a possible deportation. Why? The airport official there will have reason to doubt your intentions for arriving in the country. If you are watching this video and this has happened to you before, you know what I'm talking about. Some people have had their visas cancelled just because of this. Yes, you heard me right. Your visa can be cancelled right at the airport. Your visa is not a guarantee. The airport official can stamp inside and cancel it right away if he is not satisfied with your intention. The essence of today's video is to tell you this. Whatever reasons you use to procure or to secure your visa, you got to stick to that. You got to stick to that. It is better you write them down. It is better you study them. It is better you are familiar with them. It is better you know. Because whether you like it or not, somebody may interview you again at the airport. You want to make sure you are consistent. If your visa says you are entering the UK to come and visit a family member, you better make sure you stick to that. You better make sure you know the name of the family member you are visiting and make sure that it sticks with the one that you gave the UK visa official when you are applying for it. You better make sure you even know the address of your family member because they might just ask you and check whether that information is correct. Remember, this place is not like Africa where people can put information down and we cannot verify it. Here, everything is verifiable. You give an address, they can verify it right away. Whatever address you give, they can verify it. Whatever name you give, they can verify it. The systems here work, so they have access to everything. You arrive at airport in UK, Heathrow Airport, or Amsterdam, Schiphol, and then they ask you, and then you begin changing your story right away. You are looking at a possible deportation. Your visa will be cancelled. They're going to send you back home. They're going to send you back home. There are stories, in fact, there are stories of people who have been deported at the airport when they landed, just because their stories were not lining up. Their stories were not matching up. They've changed their story. You see, their real reason for entering the country was to come and work. But what they gave the visa officer was to come and visit. And they forgot that they needed to keep up with their lie. It's difficult to remember a lie. It's so difficult to remember a lie. People who may also struggle are people who are not so educated or so not literate. Guys, if you are inviting a family member or a friend and they are not literate and they cannot read and write, please do your best to coach them on this. Coach them over the phone. Do a phone call with them before they leave. Tell them ahead of time that, hey, this is what they are going to be asking you. They are going to be asking you who is inviting you. Mention my name. They are going to be asking you what is the relationship between you and I. Mention the name as is. Maybe the person did not even apply for the visa. Your son was the one who applied for the visa for you, and you were just there because you couldn't do it by yourself. Now that your son has been able to apply from Canada for you, why don't you sit your mother or your auntie down and now explain to him that this is the information I use? Maybe the information that you use to apply, the person doesn't know all of it. And those of you who are using travel agents to do this, this is where you need to be very, very careful. Because you are paying the connection man, all right? You are paying the connection man to help you travel. He's the one gathering all the documents. The bank statement, he's the one who is getting it for you. He's the one who is getting this for you. He's the one who is even getting your passport for you. And he does everything and you are just sitting down. And he tells you, hey, visa number. Oh. You know what we mean by visa number? The visa has landed. Oh. The visa has come. Oh. And then you are so excited to buy air ticket. But you don't get to sit down to learn. Massa. Information ben out there, you know. What I just said in my local languages. Hey, connection man, travel agent, what information did you use? What documents did you use? Do you mind giving me access? Share everything with me. You need to collect that information, man. Because when you arrive and they begin asking you those questions and you can't remember them, my God, there is no salvation for you. You will be deported. I'm not kidding you. Connection man will do anything to help people get their visas, especially those whose bread and butter come from connection. So if you ever get assisted by a travel agent, please do your best to make sure every file they use to apply for you, you have it. Every information, you have it. If you got your visa and you were not the one who applied, your family member did it for you, like your son, your daughter abroad did the application for you, or your husband did the application for you, you the woman, you didn't do it, it was your husband. I remember when my wife was doing her application, I did almost everything from here for her, and then we just submitted. So imagine my wife going to the airport and I don't tell her the information that I use. That when they ask you for their address, say this is Choco Millionaire's address. That if they ask you for who is, say this. That if they ask you why you are coming, say this. If I don't coach my wife, how do you think I'm going to make it for my wife? Extremely difficult. She will get there and they will begin asking her questions, and she will look so naive, as if she's a stranger to the information, just because the husband who did the application did not educate the wife about the information that he used. Or the wife who is trying to bring the husband here did not educate the husband back home that, hey, honey, I applied for you. I did the application, but this is what I use. You need to keep to this information. It's going to make it difficult. Your joy of arriving in US, UK, Canada, Germany can be cut short at the airport after you've told everybody, I dey go Abrochire come, I dey go Ebola come. You've prayed. You have even sold everything back home. You have probably even sold your property because you think you're going and you are not coming back anymore. And then you come and then they cancel your visa at the airport just because the information you gave is not consistent. I hope this information is going to bless somebody. Share this information. People are not telling you. Do you know how many people whose visa are getting canceled at the airport? Many, many, many. Me, I know. I know many, many people. Some people have messaged me. They are crying. Some people have messaged me. They regret that the information that the connection man used, they didn't have it. And then when they got to the airport, their life got stuck. Their visa got cancelled. Wait for me. Just wait for me a couple more. Let me wrap up my video, okay? Yeah. You want to make a call? Sure, you can do that. My chat lock is on, so let me open the door for you. Give me 1 second, okay? Let me open the door for my friend here. All right. Good. Give me some few minutes to wrap up my video. All right. I have a friend with me, husband and wife. The wife is actually sitting right here. You can see the hand, but you can't. Oh, she's saying she's from India, eh? Yeah. So, did you both come together, or you brought your?
No, I came first, and my husband came. He also had to go through these inquiries.
He also had to go through the same thing I'm talking about here in terms of the inquiries at the airport.
Yeah.
Good. So you came first, and you applied for him to come. Did you come as a student?
Yes.
So you came to study, and then
I came for study. Then he came on work visa later.
Work visa later on. Did you apply for him whilst you were still in school, or after you finished?
No, I was still in school.
You were still in school, and you applied for him to come on a work visa.
Yes.
So he got his work permit.
Yeah.
So who did the application? Did you do everything for him online, or he did it?
He did himself.
But imagine if you did the application for him. Wouldn't you have shared the information with him?
But he had all the information.
He had all the information before
like
coming.
My address, like what study I'm doing, where I'm studying, like everything. He
knew your address, where you were studying, what course you were studying, the name of the school. So that when they asked him at the airport,
he was okay, but they really asked him.
They asked him all of that. And imagine if they asked him, which school is your wife studying in Canada? And then he goes to mention the wrong school.
It's right away.
Right away. All right. So that is my friend here. She's from India, and she's just using herself as an example, telling you the husband had to go through that. She came to study, and then while she was in school, she got the husband to apply to come on a work visa. So the husband, how long has he been here?
It's almost 4 years now.
He's been here for almost 4 years now. Okay, all right. And the husband has been here for almost 4 years. They're friends. They're my friends. And I mean, it's interesting that she just shared her own small experience to let you know. This information is so serious, guys. I'm not kidding you. It is so heartbreaking that somebody gets a visa, buys an air ticket, even sells. Some people convert all their local currency. I remember when I was at the airport and I was leaving Ghana for the first time. The small Ghana cedis, which is like your rupees, the small local currency that I had to give it to the people at the airport. Everybody who came to escort me, I put my hand in my pocket and I gave the Ghana cedis to them. I didn't think I was coming back again. No. Imagine if I had a car or something and I even sold that, or I had a house and I sold it, thinking that I'm going to Canada and I'm not coming back, so let me sell off my assets. And then you sell off all your assets. You bought your ticket. You're so fired up. You dress up like bugger, you know? And then you just arrive and this stuff happens to you. Oh my goodness. It will break you down. It will break you down. The job of the airport official is to do final quality check. Your visa is never guaranteed until they tell you to go grab your bag. I want you to put this in your head. The fact that you have visa in your passport is not a guarantee you are arriving in a country. It can be cancelled at any time. Put this in your head. Until at the airport, the visa officer talks to you, checks everything and says, you're good to go. Go for your bag and get out. You are not safe. When they tell you to go for your bag, oh my God, you can begin celebrating and doing selfies and putting pictures on Instagram and wherever you are. But until you get that kind of go for your bag, you are not safe. The final question. When I was coming, nobody coached me, but I was just lucky everything happened. What is the name of my school? I had to answer that. Who is paying your school fees? I had to say I'm on scholarship. And then they asked me right away, can I see proof of the scholarship? And then I pulled the document. Then they asked me, can I see proof of your academic transcript? And then I pulled my document right away. You can come in here. Imagine if I didn't even have those documents. Some people will travel and they'll forget to even carry the most important document. Imagine if they ask you for birth certificate, you don't have it. They ask you for your transcript, you don't have it. You said you're on scholarship, show us proof of your admission letter, you don't have it. You said somebody is asking you to visit them in the US. Give us a proof of the invitation letter that they gave you. You said you don't have it. Like basically, guys, every important document that you used, always think about this. What if they ask me to show proof of this? Will I? What if they ask me to show proof of the person who is inviting me? Will you be able to show it? I know you went. And you see, this case is more common in the US. It is extremely common in the US and other places. The UK, do they do in-person interview or online? I'm not sure. The UK, they do in-person interview, right? This problem, sir, is more common with embassies where you do an in-person interview. Why? In the US, for example, when you go for your US visa interview, the visa officer may not spend a lot of time with you. They may spend just a minute with you asking you questions, or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. They may not even review all the documents right there. I remember when I went for my own US visa appointment in Canada, when I came to Canada and I wanted to get my US visa, and I went. The officer spent about 1 minute with me. They didn't even allow me to finish talking because they already had the information online. You know, when you fill your D1, is it D160 or something? That information you fill, they already have it online. They would have asked you, why are you visiting? Who are you visiting? What is the address? They already have it in the system. The officer spent less than 1 minute with me. About 1 minute thereabout. Right? Asking, why are you visiting the US? I said, I'm going for this. Okay, a conference. Okay. What is the location? I said, do you have any friends in the US or family? I said, no. Okay. I said, visa approved. Right away, within 1 minute, visa approved. So if you manage to go through an in-person interview, and they run through all of that, and you think because you've done an in-person interview, you are guaranteed, you are just coming in, thinking that they don't have your information in the system when you submitted the online appointment, plus maybe the physical information you give them when you were there in person, and then you just forget yourself, it's going to cost you. Share this video to bless somebody. If you've gotten your visa, I'm happy for you. Whichever part of the world you are, if you've gotten your visa, I'm happy for you. But please sit back and write down the facts. Write them down. Are you coming on a company document? Put it down. Did you say you have a business? You better have your business document even with you in a file. Come with a file, huh? When you are traveling, come with a file with your documents inside. You never know which one they will ask for. If they ask you for it, pull it out. If they ask you for it, pull it out. Huh? You never know which one they will ask you. It's better for you to come, for them not to ask you, so that you can go and burn that document, than for you not to come with it, and then they ask you. You said you're a graduate and you're coming to study. Can I see your transcript? Please, I don't have it. Okay, the school that admitted you. Can I see the letter of admission? Please, I don't have it. You said you pay your school fees, huh? Can I see the receipt for your school fees? Oh, please, I don't have it with me. The school has it. Oh my God. You're going to be having a frustrating moment with the officer there. The moment a visa officer, the moment a border officer takes the slightest clue that your information may not be okay, you know what they do? They'll quickly direct you to work with them, and as some people will escort you to a certain office, and when you go there, there will be some security people there sitting and waiting for you, and they'll begin doing a whole interview as if you are doing a brand new interview again. And that is when they begin to, in fact, some people who are not emotionally strong will begin looking timid and panicking, and then right away it sends a false alarm all over, and then one thing leads to the other and the other. There was a woman who contacted me. She got a visa to enter Europe, and she screwed up when she arrived. The information that was in the system is different from the one she was given. And then when I asked her why, she said the travel agent did not disclose all of this to her, and so her visa was cancelled. This woman was supposed to go to a country in Europe. Do you see that? There are other stories. There are other people who have contacted me. That is what motivated me to do this video, so that somebody who is watching this and has gotten their visa will learn to have their facts right. If you have assisted a family member who got a visa, and you know very well they are not educated, they are not literate, please coach them and guide them over the phone before they fly. If you think that they still will not be able to answer the questions well, it is better for you to tell them that when they arrive and the visa officer is asking them, they can even say, you know what, I am not literate, I can't speak better English, I can't understand you well, can you get somebody? They can always find another airport official who works with them, and maybe it's an African who can understand you well, you know, and the person can help you. So please take this seriously, right? They can always find somebody to come and interpret things for you, but don't go and stress yourself and complicate things. Finally, if you are a single mom, or if you are a parent and you are traveling with a child, huh? Okay, can I use an example of this couple in the car? This woman here is from India. She's in Canada right now. Yeah. They have a child. I'm not saying you guys have a child. I don't even know if you have a child, so please forgive me. I'm just using that example, okay? But let's say that they have a child. Let's say they have a child, one child. And then she's already in Canada. She's trying to get both the husband and their one child from India to come with them. Now they applied and they both got a visa. So the man got a visa, the son also got a visa. They are both coming. Now he is coming. The fact that he's coming alone without a wife and is coming with a child is a red flag. I want you to listen carefully. Listen to this part well. The fact that the man alone is accompanying a child is a red flag. If it was even a woman alone who is accompanying a child, it's a red flag. Why is it a red flag? It is a red flag because there is a lot of child trafficking going on where people are trafficking children. So the officers at the airport are trained to isolate people who are single parents working with children. I repeat, single parents working with children. If you are a mom coming with your child, it's a red flag, especially if you are not living in the country and you're coming for the first time, right? If me alone, I carry my daughter Joanna and I'm going to the US, it's a red flag. When I get to the air border, they are going to interview me completely differently. Why? They are already suspecting that this person could potentially be trafficking a child. So they will be asking you, whose child is this? That's my daughter. Okay, can we see proof of the birth certificate and your own passport to see if they are matching, the last names are matching? They are going to be checking that. If you don't have your birth certificate of your child, it could be a problem. Okay? If you don't have the birth certificate which will show your name, you know, on the birth certificate, it shows your parents' name. You don't have that document with you, it could be a big red flag. Oh, where is the mother of the child you're traveling with? The mother is home. Why is the mother not here? Oh, she has stuff. And then at that point, you are getting uncomfortable already. What the hell is the problem with this officer? That's my daughter. Why are you asking me all these questions? You are getting uncomfortable already. Then they are going to be asking you for all kind of proof. So here is what you do if you are coming in with a child and your husband is not with you, or your wife is not with you, or maybe you are a single parent, you are divorced and it's your child. One, come with every document that can answer the question of whose child is it. It could be a birth certificate. It could be photos. It could be anything. It could even be a written letter by the other partner saying that I have written and I confirm that my child is traveling with my wife. Guys, I ain't kidding with this. So I was just driving a friend from Canada here to cross the border to the US. I was a driver. My friend is a man and he was going with his daughter. He was basically going, the daughter is US citizen, but he came to visit Canada. And then the daughter was returning to the US. So I was the one who was driving them to cross the border. When we got to the airport, they detained us for almost an hour, man. The man was like, wow, your people, they are not joking. I said, yeah, child trafficking. They detained us for almost an hour. They wanted to find out whether the man really is the father of this small girl. They were asking for all kind of documents, man. They were asking for, can you believe they didn't allow us in until we show proof that we had to actually come back. Oh my goodness, we had to actually return to Canada to come and get certain documents to go and prove to them that this is the father. In fact, the auntie who was waiting on the other side of the US border to receive us and travel with the girl back to the US, we had to actually do a video call for the auntie to say, hey, I'm at the airport here in Buffalo and I can confirm. Like, basically, we had to prove to them beyond reasonable doubt. Why are they doing this? Do they hate you? No. There are so many cases of children being trafficked around. That is why when you are traveling with a child, have every document to prove that that is your child. It could be birth certificate. It could be family photos. It could be anything. Just have something that shows. If your husband is not traveling with you and your child, if possible, let your husband have a handwritten note, signed, a letter or something signed showing that, hey, this is the father. Maybe a copy of his passport is here. Like, show those. Don't go and frustrate yourself at the airport, guys. I hope this information. You know, my page is all about education. Share this video. Let it bless somebody. And from me, myself, Choco Millionaire, and my two friends from India, we say thank you for watching. And remember, you don't need more money. You need more wisdom. May you enjoy your visa. as you've gotten your visa. God bless you and thanks for watching. Bye-bye. You want to say bye-bye to your people in India?
Yeah.
How do you say bye-bye in Hindi?
We don't say Hindi.
Okay, how do
we
you
say it in Punjabi?
Punjabi. So how do we say it?
Shukriya milte hain fir.
Can you say louder so they can hear you?
Yeah, shukriya milte hain fir.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you know this man came on work visa. So those of you who have been asking me, if I'm a student, can I come with my partner? You see, this is an example. The wife came to school. Which school? Naga College?
Yeah.
You came to study at Naga College.
Yeah.
And then whilst you were in this program, you got your husband to apply for the temporary residence / open work permit.
Yeah.
You see, is that not the video I did just 3 days ago? See? And then the man has come here. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Bye-bye from all of us. Bye-bye. Take care.